Yes, you're welcome once again. This is yours truly, Ambrusobi. Ambrusobi is a legal practitioner in private practice. Now, on a follow up on our discussion on preserving your property rights, what are the steps that you must take to avoid some of these, ugly news that we keep hearing from time to time about property demolition, about loss of your loss of possession, being dispossessed here and there, the intrusion of land grabbers and the activities of even Omonile, in respect of your title. It's important that you take your steps advisedly, because any of the steps missed could result in in a major backlash, maybe even up to losing your holding of that land. So, for instance, you want to buy a property. The first thing, as I have said in my previous video, is to ensure that you follow through to be sure that you are dealing with the right persons, the proper title holder, and then determined by your lawyer whom you will engage the actual title that the person who is selling claims to have. Is it a purchase receipt? Is it a deed of assignment, registered or unregistered? Is it a consent of that deed of assignment? These days, they even issue a certificate, consent certificate, by the governor of Lagos of the state. Or is it a C of O? These things are very material. Now, is the land itself, is it an acquired land? Is it an excised land? If it's an excised land, then does the land that you want to buy, is it covered by the excision, the gazette? So these are very important. And any slip, any mix slip of this connection can be very, very costly. So that's why you must take your steps guidedly, because if it's an excised land, you must also determine whether the land where that is being offered to you falls squarely into the gazette where that was excised to the family. And then if it is a family land, if it's Omonile that you are dealing with, ensure that you are dealing with the right persons, the head of family and then the accredited family members, because a transaction that is executed or conducted without the head, is in fact, as they say in law, is a void transaction. And then the transaction that is also prosecuted without the involvement of critical principal family member is voidable. Those family members can object to the transaction and they can have their way. So it's important that these things are followed through. And so when you have done all this, then you must also ensure that you you regularize your interest with the government. You have a building plan, ensure that it's approved. You have it's an estate, like it is reported recently in Lekki, there is about 157 estates that is marked for demolition. And the point that the state has latched onto is that the layout was not approved, and if these people have the approved layout, they should come forward with it. So to avoid some of these heartbreak, because it can be very disturbing, that after all of the investment, you are confronted with this, um, um, this challenge of being between the devil and the deep blue sea. I pray that nobody gets himself, entangled in such. And the only way you can avoid it is to ensure that you get proper advice, proper instruction, proper counsel from a lawyer who knows his onion about these things. So I encourage you, ensure that you follow through, and be regular in your steps. It will avoid these incidences of demolition. And if a place is marked, as a pub, as a place of convenience, or it's a reserved area, or it's even on a water channel, be sure that you don't have anything to do with it, to avoid the heartbreak of demolition ultimately. I believe that this video, is getting to the right quarters and you are taking the proper advice. You are welcome.